All right, good afternoon, Speed Gaming. Welcome to another Link to the Past randomizer race. We do have Season 3 League action going. Another race from, hopefully you all stuck around for the last one. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Koi. How you doing, Koi?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you?
And we have Andy versus Hitsuyan, the Pug Trio versus We Are the Imposters. Pug Trio 4 and 1, We Are the Imposters 2 and 3. But this week we did see Ace Zero beating Weighty Words in this matchup. This will be the second matchup between these two teams.
Team. For Ace Zero and Weighty Words, who's on which team?
Oh, Ace Zero's on We Are the Imposters. Pug Trio with Weighty Words. And of course, Andy representing the Pug Trio, Hitsuyan representing We Are the Imposters, and we'll be getting this started in just a second.
Yeah, these are some really good runners. I mean, everybody knows Andy, of course, right? You know,
Yep.
Everybody knows he's really good. Well, Hitsuyan's really good too.
He is. He really is. So yeah, I don't know that there's a real edge one way or the other in this race. It's going to be a good one. There we go. And of course, we do have the sword and boot start, so don't have to worry about what weapons we get. And because we do have those boots, don't have to worry about farming bombs. Nice heart container to start with.
I mean, we'll still want to pay attention if we can to what the price packs are. Because, you still need bombs. I need actual bombs when you get to Kakariko, but not a big deal moving forward here.
And we did see a map check from Andy. I believe I saw crystals in Desert and Hera and a pendant in Eastern. Or no, our tracker has it. We have a pendant in Desert. And there are bombs anyway.
There's bombs. So nothing matters now. We have nothing to talk about for 6 minutes. All right. See you guys later. Okay, no, it's fine. We got a bonk. That's number one.
And rupees. Okay. Well.
Oh, that's a slick little spin speed right there from Andy.
Yep.
You have to be real confident with your spin speeds to make that worth it. Which he is, of course.
Okay, we'll see if we get any other interesting items in the escape.
Yeah, not really expecting too much deviation here from our runners. Just little tiny movement differences that make the gap here wider or narrower.
And right now, we get the key, which we do need.
Yeah, can't skip that one.
Not in standard modes.
I mean, I guess you could skip it and just kill the guard again on your way back.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course, that's like the one seed where you get the mirror in Zelda Cell or something.
Yeah.
It's like, ah! See Andy here, just bleed in time to the cards. It's hard to impossible to do everything perfectly, right? So you want to do as many things as you can perfectly, and just try not to mess up too much.
Heart container?
Never want to harp too much on little mistakes.
Yeah, so far we're pretty good on health, though.
Yeah, usually with Bootstar, we kind of expect a around 515 to 530 escape here, depending on how nice the rat RNG is. And this guy. Ran.
More health. And we'll make our way back out. Unfortunately, no mirror.
Yeah, mirror is always nice in the escape. If you have the mirror, it will send you back to where you entered the dungeon, right? Which, in our situation, would be the front. Saves about a minute if you find it on the way to Zelda Cell.
And Andy, knowing that it's a little bit faster to climb up those stairs and use the top bridge area, Hitsuyan.
Is it?
Maybe that's what I've been told.
I never tried.
Yeah,
I bet it's pretty close, but
it's probably not a huge difference. Okay, now we're gonna.
I'm sorry, guys. Standard is so boring. Are we done with this yet? Can we go to the actual game part of the game?
Yeah, we'll get there.
We're almost there. We're coming to the back. We're almost there.
Not yeah, not even
pushing the throne.
with boots and bombs. Not even the cliffhanger whether we're gonna get bombs or not. Okay, let's see if we get something good here in Dark Cross.
It could happen.
Could happen.
We're not talking about the room strats. There's so little to talk about. I mean, we could talk about key dashing. We can key dash here if Andy lines up on the chest or the wall.
Wow, that's three heart containers and a heart piece. The game just says, here, have all the hearts you want.
Hitsuyan does not do the key dash because he's too cool for that. The Andy does another one here. He lines up on the torch there. Unfortunately, he turned up at the wrong spot. A little hard because you can't see the doorway. Ended up a little too far to the left.
Map. More bombs. And a shovel. Fetch quest, anyone? I mean, if you're going to get the shovel, you might as well get it early so you can just turn in right away at the end of Kakariko.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Also interesting that Hitsuyan dashes down instead of up.
Now that, I do think it is faster to go through the top.
Yeah, that's my understanding as well. I mean, if you have bombs, you don't want to waste the bomb to do it, but if you have boots, there's no reason not to. And money! Okay, so... And Andy gonna save and quit right out of there. Let's see, he might be doing the Saha play. We've seen that a lot early on. Or maybe just go straight to... Yeah,
well, yeah, it's
north,
going
south, north.
Back.
So Hitsuyan's gonna do the more traditional north route.
Yeah, kind of an unusual play from Andy, because you could have just done the shuffle check after CAC. And seeing as how you already have the boots, like, you want to do bonk rocks on the way anyway. So I don't think it's going to be a big difference maker or anything, but a little weird.
And the shovel gets another heart container.
Oh, he's safe and quits. He's not going to Kakariko.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just money in bonk rocks. Wait. Saved and quit to Link South?
So this is South Shore, I bet.
Okay,
yeah,
he's going to skip CAC for now.
Okay, yeah, so the idea here is there's a couple things we could find that would make Kakariko better, right?
Yep.
If we have a bottle, we can do stick hit while we're there. If we have a flute, we can activate the flute while we're there, make it a little more efficient. Where there's not that many things that would make South Shore better, since we already have boots and we already have a sword. Usually not, like, super impactful, the difference here, but it can be, absolutely.
Master Sword is kind of nice for mini Moldorms if you have sword beams. Hitsuyan just picking that one up in the drop down. Interesting, he did not check the lumberjack. Normally, if you don't have boots, it's no, he didn't. Normally, without boots, it's commonly left until you have boots. But we have the boot start, so I don't know what gets you to then check it later, and so it might be a while before he gets there.
I mean, I guess he could check it when he's doing like Bumper Cave, but you'd have to have a mirror. He could check it when he goes to the old man, but you know that would mean only if you don't have a flute. So yeah, definitely possible that he just never checks at this stage, having skipped it right here.
And wow, all these hearts and heart containers and heart pieces. We've seen only a handful of trackable items. Oh, there's a trackable item, a Quake. And a cane for Andy. Doesn't get us anything right now, but definitely something you don't want to have to worry about looking for.
Yeah, I think he found a glove too, if I saw that.
Is that the first one? Yeah, I was looking at the Quake over on Hitsu's side, so.
Glove is definitely something you need.
It is indeed.
Of course, it's not in a like out of the way spot or anything, so kind of expect Hitsuyan to
yeah, all these things that they're getting right now, both runners are going to get. Although you do see runners sometimes skip the Ice Rod Cave, so that if this is something that maybe Hitsu skips it, and that could be big, but we'll see.
Yeah. So this is a boot start seed. So when you make a boot start seed, you have to you have one fewer item in the pool. So for this tournament, at least, though that item is replaced with a green 20 rupee. But this is very different than it's not where the boots would have been, right? It's just a item that was there instead of the boots.
And Andy gonna go over to the Zora area. Not enough money to actually do Zora, so I'm not a huge fan of this play if you can't do everything over here. But he gets a hook shot out of it, so why not?
I'm with you. I don't like this this water walk to Waterfall Ferry because I feel like it makes it really hard to get to Zora later. But definitely something worked there in Waterfall Ferry.
Yeah, and I do believe that there was another big 300 that Andy had picked up. So Hitsu is probably going to be able to, if he chooses to do that, he's going to be able to get that Zora check in with the others. And a Cane of Burna in the library. Nice item. Good for the blind fight if you screw it up. Gets you Spike Cave later on. And a vanilla bottle at the Hobo. Well, I guess almost vanilla. And a lamp.
And there's our lamp,
race game.
which pairs really well with our Master Sword.
It does indeed. So let's see if Andy checks Lumberjack.
Now we do have the glove already, so it's not necessarily an Agus or something.
Nope.
But it could be. Could be.
I feel like with sword starts and boot starts, you just get these Agassiz a little bit more because you're already starting with things that you need. You're already starting with the thing you need for the item. You're already starting with one of the things you need to go do the tower itself. Andy also skipping the Lumberjack. Andy, damn it!
Why are they skipping Lumberjack? That's so weird, right? Isn't that weird?
With the boot start, I think it is very weird.
I mean, I could see one person doing it one time, but both of these guys? So weird.
I've seen it bite people before, so yeah. You have those boots started yet, just check it. Okay, so yeah, basically the runner's gonna flip-flop areas, and he's gonna get all the goodies in Kakariko. Hitsu's gonna get all the stuff down South Shore.
Maybe Hitsu will go to Agina. Sometimes you see players do that. I'm a big fan of this play, to do Dam to Agina, and then save and quit, and do Mini Moldorm to Ice Rock Cave, and split it up into two larger checks.
Yeah, I'll do that sometimes, especially if I'm like low on bombs and don't have a weapon for Mini Moldorm. Of course, that not being an issue in a sword start.
Yeah. The more common play is to just do Dam all the way to Ice Rock Cave and Orphan Agina.
I mean, we're not even 12 minutes in. We already got 9 hearts. Health's just not an issue right now.
Yeah, the runners absolutely can check Lumberjack like on the way to the mountain, but at the point that they both decided not to check Lumberjack, there's no guarantee that they were ever going to go that way to the mountain, right? Like they might have just found the flute, and then you don't climb the mountain anymore. Now you just flute there. That's why we think it's a little unusual not to check Lumberjack at that point. But as long as they both skip it, then it's even, right?
Yep, there you go.
No advantage to be had here. This is a lot of hearts. Way too many hearts. How could we have this many hearts?
Okay, I guess I misspoke. I guess because Hitsu's still not enough money for Zora either. We'll see if he also does that extra check. But yeah, the mountain looking really good because for Andy especially because he does have that hook shot. Can do all of the East Death Mountain checks. Won't be able to get to Tower of Harry yet.
Well, Hitsuyan definitely going to water walk here, so we'll see what he actually checks. So I think the more common play is to do Hobo alone.
Yep.
And then leave, but doing Waterfall makes sense as well. Looks like we're going straight to Waterfall.
Well, he'll be happy he gets his hook shot. And, maybe we never find out what Zora has, because maybe Zora just doesn't have anything.
So we're down to just a few checks left. We can logically climb the mountain, but only do 2 items up there. Agina's Cave is all by its lonesome with a single item, and then we have Eastern Palace.
Yeah, I suspect we're gonna. Yeah, I suspect. expect we are going to do the mountain climb because even though we only
with
have
the
a couple
sequence
items
broken
in
hook shot.
logic, we got that hook shot. This could be a logically required Agaseed, and just the stuff we need is over on the East Death Mountain part. If depending on where flippers are, of course. Andy also gonna go get that lamp. Very important to pick up a lamp in this situation because you have no idea where that fire rod's gonna show up. So you need the lamp for the fire source, at least for now.
All right, so if we are going up to the mountain here, this is pretty much the last convenient time you have to check Lumberjack. So hopefully both of our runners do it. Unless it's nothing, and then I hope they both skip it.
No, okay, we're gonna see it on Hitsu's side. Wait, did you see it?
See. No, I can't see it. It was too small.
It's
not my fault.
Was there even a pixel?
We're watching on a much lower resolution than you guys are watching. I couldn't see.
Yeah, I see it. Was that a rupee? So yeah, maybe. Yeah, and bombs were never going to be an issue because the bushcraft there with 8 drops of bombs.
If it was something good, he would just go to Aga, right? It's arrows.
It's arrows. Okay. Still could be a logical Agaseed. Still could be a fully required Agaseed. We don't know. But definitely not going to do it yet. There's too many other good checks to do first. Of course,
why
the
do
old
we have
man
to watch on a lower resolution? This seems unfair.
Okay, Hitsu going to be the first up to the mountain. He'll do the top of it first. We'll see if Spec Rock or Spec Rock Cave is anything.
Yeah, don't forget, this hookshot we have, totally not supposed to have that. So only these 2 checks are in logic. Everything else is sequence break. Again, I have no idea what that was.
Hitsu, you've got better eyes than I do for those pixels.
All right, well, he's not going to get it, so it's probably nothing.
We'll have to rely on Andy to show us what the actual nothing item is, though. Yeah, okay, 10 arrows.
Maybe 10 arrows that we can't see. If it was anything else, we would have noticed it.
Maybe. Okay, the first part of Paradox Cave. A bottle. And a book. Oh, God.
Oh, hey. Desert Palace.
Out of Logic Desert, anyone.
We can get our first pendant, you guys. Exciting. Well, I mean, that's neither of them went to a Gina's cave, right? So one more check over there than would be normal. Of course, it's all out of logic, so... Ugh.
Half magic is nice. Another heart container. We're already on the second row. Fire rod. Money. And a tempered sword. So at least if there's an Agaseed, it'll be an easier Agaseed because we have a fire rod and a tempered sword. And those are really nice things to have in Aga Tower.
Yeah, it's not helping us too much with this whole Dark World access thing, but definitely nice things to have for now.
Floating island with another heart.
I saw that one. I could see
I saw that one too. It wasn't arrows.
That's the key.
So maybe it is the arrows. But yeah, the runners are going to have choices now. They could go over to Eastern. They could go over to the desert area, although that would be a sequence break as well. Or they could just bet on Aga.
I think it's a little early for Aga.
Yeah, I think so too.
So my rule for doing Aga before its last location is I have to ask myself the question. All right, so I kill Aga. Now what?
Next?
And for these players, if they killed Aga now, the only thing they can do is pick up an item on the pyramid, and that's it. They're done.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Aga play before the Moon Pearl. So
at the very least, we'll wait for Moon Pearl for sure.
Now, Hitsu gonna bet on Eastern probably because it is the in logic thing to do. I do kind of love how with these sequence broken waterfall fairy seeds, we do have the illogical stuff with the hookshot, but we don't have the actual logical item in Zora's item because that glove puts that in logic.
which might be the flippers. Right?
It might be.
So yeah, that's pretty much the reason right now why I wasn't a big fan of going to Waterfall Ferry, is because Zora was the one thing over there that's actually in logic, and now you kind of put it by itself. It's really hard to get to it later, but not impossible.
Okay, Hitsu entering Eastern Palace. We'll be able to get everything in here but the Armos item. Unless, of course, we find a bow.
That would never happen.
Yeah, never. Yeah, see, 5 rupees. Not even getting him to Zora money yet. Andy, on the other hand, is at 4.99, so we'll see if he decides to go back to that Zora item at some point. We'll see if either one of them, really.
There's a rupee room in
There
here.
is a rupee room, and they got the lamp for it.
Hitsuyan could do the rupee room to get his 500 count if you really wanted to go to Zora. Back.
That bonk doesn't feel good.
There you go. Quick swap value right there.
Yep. Get that cane of Burna.
It is interesting, you know, as mixed as my feelings towards quick swap are, it is interesting how it allows you to employ some strategies that were otherwise not worth.
Yep.
Because like you never see anybody menu to.
There we go.
Menu to Cannaburna for that room because it's not worth the time it takes to menu to it. But when the menu is free with quick swap, it's pretty awesome.
Okay, one more item could be on the big key chest, or could be on Armos. Hitsu's gonna go ahead and look for it. Honestly, I could see the argument for just leaving here, but I could also see the argument for staying.
No, not with the hookshot being out of logic. Like we're down to 2 checks, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I personally would not leave it, but I could see a runner just getting that Moon Pearl and just saying, okay, that's what I need. We saw Stranger Things. I mean, you know, with the poor Moogle Charm missing those flippers in Meyer in the earlier race.
And Eastern Palace does not have.
Okay, so
so that's Zora, right? That's
Zora and Agina.
Oh yeah, and Agina, that's true. Forget about Agina.
And if we find flippers, then suddenly that book becomes in logic, and you know, a whole big rabbit hole. But Hitsu is just going to pin on Aga.
Just gonna go Aga.
Let's just do it.
I guess the pyramid's in logic too. That's true. So that is 3 checks, one of which definitely has progression at least. Still, this is kind of a big play, right? I mean, he can, even though the hookshot isn't logically accessible to him, he can still use it, right? And still does things like get him all the way to West Dark World. But he has to pay the 4 or 5 minutes or whatever to get through this tower in order to do that.
Let's see what Andy's decision is.
Yeah, Andy's going desert. Or at least Agina for sure. Maybe desert.
Well, he's going to at least check the ledge. And he can make a decision from there. I mean, it is possible that these sequence breaks could allow you to avoid a logical Aga play.
Yeah, and it's also possible that it's just not an illogical Aga play, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely possible.
We might just find the hammer and we're done.
Well, we find some money.
On the ledge.
And Andy's gonna go in.
Yeah, and remember, guys, Desert Palace here, completely out of logic. We found the book behind the hookshot, which is behind the flippers, which we don't have.
Now, if this were a crystal, I would absolutely do it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a pendant, so...
That wouldn't even be a question at that point.
Yeah, I mean, you just do it. You get a crystal, you know?
You can get a crystal out of it.
Exactly.
Not even boots locked.
Well, at least not hard boots locked.
That key, it moved. Totally unfair. We have not checked the Agina's cave, the desert sage that you're talking about. Between Agina, Zora, and the pyramid, Something is somewhere.
Another heart container.
Flippers.
We're 23 minutes in and Andy's got 13 hearts.
Oh, that's a lot of hearts.
It's a lot of hearts.
How many hearts you have when you finish NMG?
Yeah.
Or is it? I mean, I don't know.
Okay, Hitsuyan gonna go into his Aga fight. We'll see how many blue balls he gets. I see a few guesses in chat.
It's always 3. You
Yeah,
have to
pretty
guess
much. I'll just say 2 then.
It's 3, give or take 3.
There you go. Okay, it's both items out of desert, so nothing useful.
All right. The important thing here, though, is that he didn't do Landmo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we don't want to do that.
Not having to do Landmo to get both items for pendant is kind of nice. So, but he will leave, and I imagine we'll grab Akina at the least.
And he is going to grab the money. Have we seen any blue balls yet?
No. I don't think so.
I think we got the 0.
See, I told you it was 3, give or
Plus
take 3.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, a couple of moment of truth happening at the same time here.
Who gets there first? I think Pyramid finishes.
Yeah, I think so. Another piece of heart.
Pyramid, not the answer. Hitsuyan doesn't even care.
And it's not anything in the desert area.
Ladies and gentlemen, we absolutely have something on Zora.
Or in pendant pod. Or catfish.
Oh yeah, I guess pod's available. Okay, it might be pod. I guess.
And Andy not gonna do the Zora check, he's gonna go ahead and follow Hitsuyan into Aga.
Yeah, Hitsuyan knows that
in desert.
So Hitsuyan can use the hook shot to get over to West Arc Hope, but he knows it's out of logic, so he's gonna go into pod, which is more likely to be the answer.
It might be the first chest in pod. I mean, how many times have you seen it? You get funneled into this location, and there's your hammer or there's your extra glove in the very first chest, and then you're bow locked.
I really hope it's Zora. All right, moment of truth. Key, progression, or bust? Key. Okay, we're gonna move on.
We are not bow locked. I do believe they have some sort of potion in those bottles if they want to sequence break this. Although sequence breaking pendant pod, I just don't feel like has the same value as sequence breaking crystal pod, just because you have to find the big key at some point anyway when you come back. But we have seen.
There's so many items here, right?
Yeah.
Like even if it's gross, like more checks. Another small key.
Still not bow locked. And we do see with the progressive bow, we have definitely seen a number of pod bow lock bows. It's not unusual at all. It's like it's a lot less unusual than you would think.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing like you wouldn't go to the bow side of Poe, the bow lock side of pod to look for a bow, like if it was your go mode item or something. But when you're here without a bow, you would do it just in case.
Let's see what Hitsu decides to do. Yep, he's gonna go for it.
Yeah, very little reason not to here.
No, absolutely not. It's a pretty easy glitch to perform.
Everyone does that. You don't have to go that far. Well, as long as it works, it's fine.
There we go. See, quick and easy. Probably quicker than actually shooting with the actual bow. Powder's a nice luxury and another out of logic check we can do.
Setting up our death order.
Wait.
Green Mill is really nice. Rip.
Okay, now we get to see what's in the back. And since we only saw the one small key there, all the stuff in the back, I believe, we're not bow locked at all, except for
Yes.
except for Helmasaur.
Yes. Everything in the back is completely in logic. So this is very likely where our progression is, but it still could be Zora. It's possible.
It still could be Catfish.
Gloves
in logic.
Catfish is the thing.
Catfish.
You're right.
Yeah, let's
Wow,
see.
Andy's not
going
even
for
concerned. He doesn't even care about that pod. Let's go.
He's gonna go Catfish.
Watch it be a bow.
That'd be pretty funny.
It could happen.
It could.
No.
Well, then the powder gets interesting, except we still don't have a hammer for it.
Catfish, please. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay.
And it is Catfish. Fine. Oh, wow.
I guess it's not Zora. God. Whatever.
Well, I mean, Zora could have our hammer.
So Mitts do not, however, they do not put the hookshot in logic, but they do put West Darkhold in logic. So Andy's gonna go to a place that's in logic in an out of logic way.
Yep.
And Hitsuyan is going to be very sad.
Yeah, it looks like he's headed over to that Catfish.
Of course, you know, like going to Pendant Pod, it's not the end of the world if it's empty, right? Because it's so many items, you can kind of expect that it's likely that your opponent will eventually go there, even if they didn't do it at the same time that you did.
Oh, and we see a Bombo sitting there on Bumper Ledge. May or may not be needed. We do have a Fire Rod, so we won't need it for Ice Palace, but could need it for Misery Mire or Turtle Rock. And Andy gonna go to Skull Woods.
Zora could still be progression though, okay? It's not dead.
It's not dead, but I can't see when they're ever going to get back to doing it.
Oh yeah, no, it's so incredibly
isolated.
orphaned. We will never do Zora. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Okay, first item in Skull Woods is a 50 rupees, and Andy's just going to go to the back because he does have that Fire Rod, and I think that makes a lot of sense.
It's going straight to the mountain.
Hey, we can do more out of logic hookshots checks. Still can't get over to Hera, though.
Yeah, I don't hate this at all.
No.
The thinking here is like I didn't really like following the hookshot before this because you're bypassing Darkhold access to do that, right? Yeah. But now we're just bypassing the flippers, and you know, I mean, we need the flippers. We're gonna want them eventually, but you know, we're probably gonna find them.
Well,
without too much trouble.
I'm a big fan of finding out things like medallions as soon as you can. So if nothing else, he's gonna find out what he needs for Turtle Rock. Can't open it right now without a hammer, but unless we find a hammer. Hey, there's those flippers. Wow. Hey, we're in logic now.
Nope. We are not. We need a mirror.
We need a mirror. That's right, because we need to be able to get here the other way.
A mirror locks flippers, locks hookshot.
Wow.
Wow, that's so gross though, because
that is gross.
If you did this logically, you'd have to double dip Dark Death Mountain.
That's terrible. And if we had a hammer, we could get into Turtle Rock right now.
Yeah, there you go.
There's Quake. Meanwhile, Andy in his moth fight.
Very quick fight.
Very quick. Blink and you miss it. Did not get the second item, so he'll probably go back to the front and see if it's there. Probably do the bridge first. Hookshot Cave with nothing for us.
Yeah, no love. No love. Still, we got the flippers. That's good. We need those. We got the medallion information. That's good. We needed that.
And now we can have, now I imagine he'll head over towards Village Outcast, do Skullwoods and or Thiefstown. Oh, Thiefstown's a pendant.
Yeah.
Yick.
Yeah, go Kingston first.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Andy wasn't able to do Kingston because he came through this area in the Dark World.
And that single arrow, not going to do it for us.
I mean, you know, some people like the single arrow.
Not my favorite item.
I mean, you could one shot so many different things with the single arrow.
So did Andy even check the rest of Skullwoods? Did we get the second item?
He found both items.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Of course, my pretty sure is most people's I have no idea.
Okay, I see chat says heart plus red boomerang, so yeah, we're done there. Well, I feel like I saw 50 rupees, so I don't know. We'll have to see what Hitsu does and see if we can figure it out from there. I did check the sick kid, and it looks like he's going into the Dark World from here. We'll see if he does Village Outcast first, or if he does Skullwoods.
Andy pulling the grate on Thiefstown there, but not going in. We're at a Village of Outcast next.
Yeah, I do expect the runners to at least do the front four of Thiefstown. Would surprise me if either one goes to the back. It's very easy to get back here if you have to. Hammer means you're leaving something behind, possibly.
I think for Hitsuyan, Hitsuyan's a lot more likely to go to the back of Thiefstown because he already did pod. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Where Andy's like, well, I mean, I didn't find anything in the front. I could go to the back, but you know, this whole route it's going to take me straight to pod, which is probably where the progression is.
And the other nice thing for the runners, though, is that because they did find those mids for better Dark World access, it is easy to get back here. The argument for finishing is a lot stronger if you're here from the original Aga portal. We think we just a shield. Andy's... Yeah, I think he's continuing on. No, he's walking out.
He just doesn't want a death warp on 14 hearts.
14 hearts death warp.
I don't think I've ever timed it, but I imagine it's not very fast.
Yeah, if you know how to get out of here, it's going to be faster just to walk out, or run out, as the case is. Okay, let's see what's on the digging game while Hitsu goes into his moth.
Darn you, sword beams.
You know, sword beams at least do damage, just not a lot.
It's actually kind of unfortunate. Like most Dark World bosses.
Those two.
Hey, there's the flute.
Hey, nice flute.
Nice. Most Dark World bosses are immune to the level of damage that sword beams do, so they wouldn't impact the fight in any way. But Mothula, it makes the fight so much harder because it does do damage.
Yep, and in fact, Mothula and Blind, the only Dark World bosses that do take sword beam damage.
Oftentimes you'll see players intentionally take damage on the way to Mothula just to drop the sword beams.
Okay, Andy picking up the Smith. I'm gonna drag the Smith on a bit of a world tour here.
Yeah, picking up the Smith here makes a lot of sense because you have the flute. Like, the very next thing he does after he finishes in the Dark World is going to go activate that flute. And hey, guess whose home is right next to the flute activation spot?
And we did get a...
That's right.
Yeah, we did get a red boomerang. So it's 50 rupees at a red boomerang. That's all the items out of Skullwoods. And we're going to head over here to Hype Cave. Let's see if lives up to the hype or...
Push card.
Or just nothing.
Nope.
Not so far. Oh, okay. Nope. Sword's nice.
No, it's not. Nope. No,
I mean, it's not. You're not gonna. Nah, I'll give it a 1 for the sword. I don't mind a gold sword. But definitely, if someone told me that was what was in Hype Cave and I was on Temper, I'd probably skip it. Okay, Andy, having not checked King's Tomb, is going to go get his single arrow.
Lucky. So this is where we might see some divergence here. Like I was saying before, Hitsuyan's options are thinner than Andy's, right? It's because he's already been to the mountain, he's already been to Pod. So going to the back of Thieves Town when I haven't found anything in like 20 minutes seems like a much better play than for Andy, who had all these other checks that are still available. And then that combined with how he has a gajillion hearts and no mirror.
Yeah.
And then it's green pendant on top of everything else. Like, I could definitely see it just going to the back here.
Okay, let's see where Andy decides to flute to once he gets rid of this Smith. I could see him going also up to Dark Death Mountain as well as the Mire area again to just get that knowledge of the medallions for himself.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty common play. Flute myths, like even though you can't do anything, to just immediately go to the Mire area.
Smith with just 20 rupees.
All right, Hitsuyan, what are you gonna do?
Andy, gonna go ahead and turn on that mushroom.
It's saying not interested in the back of Thieves.
Okay, let's see what that mushroom is. Lots of money. And we'll get to see the Mire area. Did you see that? I didn't see it.
I thought it was Bombos, but we do look at a very smaller resolution, so chat would need to help us to be sure. So chat agrees, Bombos.
Okay, and now we're on Blue Mail for Andy, with all those hearts. Hope we don't need to Death Warp anymore.
Zora is a last resort kind of check right now, you guys. I mean, it's true, like with the flute and the flippers, like you can get to Zora faster than walking, but it's still really slow for one item.
Yeah, I'm not going to Zora.
Your opponent probably did an hour ago.
I'm not going to Zora here. I'm doing all these other checks first, and you know, if it is Zora, I'm getting screwed along with the other two runners here.
I mean, we might see Zora before something really terrible, like Pendant Helmosaur or something, but
yeah, agreed.
Definitely not before Dark Death Mountain, or not before the front of Pod, not before Back of Thieves.
Hitsuyan getting that mushroom.
So other than Zora, what do we have available right now?
We're starting to run out of locations here.
Back of Thieves? And
we have Back of Thieves. We have
Back of Thieves.
We no mirrors, so we can't even get to the first chest of Swamp.
I guess we could do Back of Thieves. I bet they'll just go Back of Thieves.
We have flippers though. We can go to Ice.
Oh yeah, that's true. Ice is not great, but it's a thing.
Yeah, and of course, with this loadout,
it's out of logic, though, right? Behind mirror.
Oh, it's still out of logic until we find the mirror. That is
no way,
no
way we're going Ice Powers.
Oh my god! I mean, it could have our hammer, but it can't have our mirror. Oh right, and you know, Mire being Bombos, we know where Bombos is. I almost forgot about that point. It's sitting there up on the bumper ledge. We don't have a cape for it yet.
So it looks like Andy's headed to Pod.
That makes sense because he hasn't done it yet.
So this is actually really, really good for Hitsuyan, right? Because early on in the Dark World Access, Hitsuyan went to Pod first, and it didn't pay out.
Yep.
where Andy went immediately to catfish and got the mitt, so Andy had this huge lead. But now that Andy's going to pot anyway, it evens out. Like, Hitsuyan's not ahead or anything, but he's no longer immensely behind.
If Hitsuyan can avoid desert, which Andy full cleared, that might help him out too. The one interesting thing about Pod that's kind of sitting there outstanding is we did find that powder.
Well, we can't do the powder, though.
We can't do it yet, but, you know, there could be something behind there. Now, granted, we also have Kane and mushrooms, so... Although Andy already turned in his mushroom. There's a 300 rupees sitting there in the witch's hut if he ever decides he needs extra money. Which he won't, because he's got age 147.
Now, the powder is on the Bowlock side.
Yes.
I bet Andy's going to go to the Bowlock side.
Oh, for sure.
He's probably going to hover to the Bowlock side, honestly.
Yeah. Well, he can do it. I've seen him. He's pretty good at that hovering. Actually, quite well known for it, in fact.
It is a very difficult hover, though. I don't know. Like, Andy's really good, but, you know, it's not easy.
I've been told it's one of the hardest, if not the hardest in the game, but since I can't hover, period, it's definitely... I can't speak from experience.
Here, we'll see what he does right here. Nope, not gonna bother.
Oh, darn.
Alright, Hitsuyan. What's the play? Back of Thieves. Is it Back of Thieves? It might be Back of Thieves. Back of Thieves?
He's got a flute, so we won't know until... Yeah, he's got that flute out.
Oh, desert.
Oh, well. So much for him saving time on not doing desert.
Is that a logic, though?
It's still... Yeah, we're still out of logic.
Chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think all we have left for in logic checks is Back of Thieves and Zora.
I think that's it.
Right?
I do believe that's it. If Zora turns out to be the hammer.
Well, the thing is, like, they both did it.
I know, right?
But they don't know that they both did it.
I know.
So
they're both going to feel so far behind if that's the...
So if Zora was the hammer, then you think, oh my god, I just threw this race.
And because of that thought process, there's a really good chance that they're going to do Back of Thieves first and get that green pendant.
Oh, purple chest. You were absolutely right, Dr. Witty. Purple chest is in logic.
Ooh, that's true.
We did not see that. That is super gross. That's worse than Zora.
Mirrorless purple chest. Oof.
We might see that after Back of Thieves, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're in the area, so why not?
Chest, saving quit.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Andy taking the Death Warp and Pod. So unfortunately, we're not done with Death Warps with this heart count plus blue mail.
And that's the end of Desert for Hitsuyan. All right. Now we go to Thieves Town, right?
Well, let's see. He's got the
Zora.
flute out.
Go to Zora. That'd be so cool.
Oh, getting the Zora play.
It's either Zora or Ice Palace.
That's true, it could be Ice
Don't
Palace.
go to Ice Palace, Hitsuyan, please.
Okay, no, he's beeline the
Okay,
portal.
Zora's the play. Here we go.
Okay, let's see. And we get 20 rupees.
Darn it.
So, Back of Thieves? Green pendant?
All right, I guess. Or purple chest.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he could if he really wanted to, but that would be silly.
Oh, did
Where
he
are we
not
going?
take Agina?
Oh, he skipped Agina, I see. Oh, that's weird that he went to Zora instead of Agina.
Yeah, I wonder if he just if it just slipped his mind after he finished up the empty
maybe.
desert.
And Andy gets the bad news. Pod was empty, and he's gonna have to go somewhere else now. And
Okay,
like Hitsuyan before him, he's down to Thieves and Zora.
Yep, and Purple Chest.
And Purple Chest. Well, you don't really think about Purple Chest, right? Because you would always do Backup Thieves before Purple Chest.
Yeah, I think so. He's also
And
going to do
Andy's
Zora.
also going Zora.
Okay, well, he's going to... I mean...
Why do we hate Green Pendant Thieves tab, you guys?
Because it's Pendant Thieves down. Oh my god.
Hitsuyan's going to Ice Palace?
Hitsuyan's going to Ice Palace.
No,
I mean,
why?
It could have the hammer. It can't have
no,
the
it
mirror.
can't.
Wait, it can? No,
No,
wait,
the
no.
flippers. The flippers are locked by going up the mirror hammer.
Hammer.
Side
Oh god, you are absolutely correct. Missing hammers messes with my mind.
I mean, I guess it's possible Hitsuyan like lost track. Like it is really hard while you're actually playing the game and not just sitting here talking about it to keep track of everything that's happened so far. So it's not impossible that Hitsuyan just doesn't realize that this is out of logic.
Could find a cape for that Bombos to go to Meyer, I suppose. And we do get
that would. If we find the cape here, then that just means the hammer in the mirror won't be in Meyer
won't be
either.
there either, right? Now here comes the interesting decision. So we can do Icebreaker. If there's no small key available, he will get stuck. We'll see what he decides to do. Okay, he's just gonna go for the bomb jump. I personally would just do Icebreaker and gamble on the small key. And
yeah,
then,
I think it's a pretty fair gamble.
I mean, the spikes will kill you pretty quickly if you get stuck.
It's a really slick maneuver there in the conveyor room. If the key lined up better. But you damage boost off the right spikes and it lines you up against the rest of the spikes so you can just dash straight across the room. But if the key didn't land in the right spot, you don't pick it up automatically on the way.
As we get to see some rooms of Ice Palace that we don't normally get to see anymore. Okay, as we're about to start seeing the items in Thieves Town. Okay.
So I'm gonna have to go the long way here to get to the next couple checks.
Yeah, and honestly, even if I'm not doing Icebreaker here, if I'm just gonna do the bomb, essentially doing the bomb jump, there really is no reason to do the bomb jump and make that traversal harder. I mean, if you do get the hammer, which we know we won't.
Oftentimes
you
you would do the
but...
bomb jump even without the hammer on the off chance that you find the hammer.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you want to skip the rest of the dungeon or something. But we know the hammer can't be in here, so the bomb jump didn't do anything for you. Game being real mean to Andy here, making him go all the way to the boss.
Yeah, we do have that small key, so there could be an item in the big chest.
Oh, did we not find 3? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know how many items are at.
And he's not going to menu because quick swap. But there is a green pendant, so.
Yeah.
This will be the last check. It's the map.
He placed the bomb to show his disdain for the dungeon, but it cost him time.
And what does blind have for? Oh, and
Hey, that does nothing.
That does nothing. I mean, we need it, but it doesn't do anything for us right now.
Yeah, it'll do something later, I guess.
Well, it'll avoid
What have you done
Andy
for me
having,
lately, Ice
yeah,
Rod?
it will avoid the ice rod hunt, and we've seen some good ones lately.
All right, so Andy's gonna pick up purple chest here, being very thorough. We'll turn that in and then go get green pendant. Oh, Hitsuyan,
Hitsuyan gonna go
however,
straight to the purple
yeah,
chest.
Hitsuyan
Which
is
might be bad news. If the
he's all
answer is
in on
purple
this
chest.
not going to Thieves' Play, which
If
is
this-
unfortunate because it's required.
Yeah, if this is if the immediate progression item is purple chest, this is really bad for Hitsu. If it's on green pendant, then he's just gonna be forced into Thieves' Town. He'll be fine. This is really bad for
Oh,
Hitsu.
it's progression. No, that's so bad.
Oh, poor Hitsu.
So Hitsuyan's go mode is going to be Ice Rod. That's pretty much
That's
guaranteed.
given. Let's see what's over on the green pendant. Andy's gonna check it right away. Thank you. I mean, the mirror opens up Hera for us. Opens up, you know, the
K45.
K45 and Graveyard
First
Lich, which
chest
already
pull-up.
been off orphaned. Late mirrors just are annoying that way.
The mirror is not enough to put Ice Palace in logic. We also need the hammer. Because the logical progression is you use the mirror to get up to the top of Death Mountain, the hammer to get over to the east side, enter the Dark World, get the flippers, take the flippers to Waterfall Ferry for a hookshot. That is, and then eventually the hookshot leads to other things.
Oh, Hitsuyan gonna go ahead and turn in that powder.
And
oh, hey, look,
there's the
hammer and checkerboard.
Right behind that purple chest mirror. So Ice Palace or Thieves' Town was like a red herring, but ended up not being at the same time. Right? It's weird.
Oh my god, Hitsu is good. I mean, I don't see how he doesn't last location that ice rod.
Yeah, Thieves' Town wasn't the answer we were looking for, but it was the answer we needed.
But
oh, that's a good possibility from A0 there. The Thieves' Town big chest having progression.
Oh my god, that would be so awful.
Did we not find all 4 items? I thought maybe we found all 4 items, though.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. But Andy doing swamp.
Was it compass? Okay, yeah, it was nothing in Thieves' Town big chest. Oh, that's too bad.
Okay.
That would have been one way that Hitsuyan could recover from this. But as it is now, it's going to be very difficult for Hitsuyan to make his way to Ice Palace. Or not to Ice Palace, to Ice Rod. He already went to Ice Palace. That's right.
Yeah, and the worst part about the Ice Palace play is he's not going to save time having already done part of it, because with Icebreaker.
He had to do Ice Palace bomb jump, and then it cost him time, and now he has to come back later. It's gross.
And we can do a hair pot. We are going to do a hair pot. So yeah, I guess for go mode, we are looking for a cape and a bow. Cape because that bomb was sitting there on bumper ledge, and a bow because, well,
and
we have to do Eastern.
Five more heart containers.
Yeah, there you go. Do you get extra points if you actually get a full 20 heart containers? I feel like that should be a thing here. I don't think Hitsu checked anything else. Granted, you can't check the big chest because he skipped the big key, but I don't. Did he even check the other chest there?
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes I zone out.
Well, there is an item on Moldorm, so.
Yeah, it worked out. This is Ambrosia, right? Wait, is it? Nobody told me.
No.
It's not. It's not Ambrosia, you guys. This is not
No,
Ambrosia.
no, it's not Ambrosia. Okay, and you can do the diver down. Do it the way most of the speedrunners do it, from the left side. Here he goes. Rupees and a map. So we do have left side items. It's actually really interesting the way the diver down has changed Swamp Palace. Now Andy didn't do it here, but we do.
No, never mind.
No,
I thought maybe he could have thieves.
I have seen a lot more people. They'll do the left side first with the diver down strats. Andy choosing not to, finding both dungeon items right behind, and probably just chose not to because he didn't find any.
It's kind of a weird thing. Like diver down does make left side faster if you do it first.
Yes,
but not that much faster.
Yeah,
people get the wrong idea and they think it makes it like way more efficient or something, but it's just a small amount of time difference.
Yeah, I like Andy's choice not to do it first because he didn't find map or compass before the back. So worst thing would be doing your diver down and getting it to that left side and getting a map and a compass. Now we know there's at least 2 items left here, so he may choose to go back in.
Okay, now is he going to Thieves Town?
Oh, he's got mirror checks though.
Yeah,
I mean they're all over the place.
Does
I mean,
he care about mirror
worse.
checks? Like, I feel like he would have done checkerboard already.
Yeah, it's true.
No, he's going down to Cave 45.
Maybe. Like I said, mirror checks. Those mirror checks are so terrible.
All right.
They just so bad.
It's weird though that he did these both Graveyard Legend K45 before checkerboard.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's even more unfortunate because checkerboard's the one that has the hammer.
Checkerboard is just so much quicker than these other 2.
Maybe he'll go into Thieves Town.
Maybe.
Like that's the only way he has any real possibility of coming back. Nope, we're doing Bombos.
Yes, we do have a book to do Bombos.
Maybe we'll get First Chest Swamp too. That'd be neat.
I mean, the really bad part about this is all these checks that Hitsu's doing. I mean, Andy will get to them a lot sooner, I think, than Hitsu gets to the back of Thieves Town.
Yeah, he's hard committed at this point. Like he knows if the answer is in Thieves Town, he lost the race. So why go there, right?
Yep.
Because at this point, you either lost the race or you only maybe lost the race, right? It's hard, and the thing is, in a 1v1 race, like you don't always want to be thinking like that either, because you don't know what your opponent did. Maybe your opponent also did a bunch of silly things the same as you did. But it can be difficult to get out of that mindset.
Yep. And we are getting First Chest Swamp from him.
Yeah, he's on a rampage.
Okay, we're gonna go see what's on the left side here. Bombs.
Of course, none of this explains why I didn't just do Catfish real quick. Or not Catfish, but checkerboard.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so nothing. Was there anything in Swamp? I don't think there was anything in Swamp.
Yeah, it seemed very empty. Very empty indeed.
So Andy's got more choices. Andy can do Ice Palace because he's got that hammer. He's gonna do these. I think looks like he's at least gonna do this mirror check. We'll see if he does any of the others.
Yeah, Turtle Rock also full clearable. He hasn't been up to Hera or either.
Yep.
I think Ice Palace seems like a pretty good play though with Icebreaker. Very, very quick full clear.
Yep. And Flute to 8, so that's what we're gonna see, I think. And nice for Andy, he does have a full clearable Turtle Rock that he can go ahead and do right after this. I mean, Laser Bridge often has things we need. There we go. Hitsu gets his hammer.
Yeah, I can't imagine he's very happy about the hammer being right there. But, you know, at the same time, happy to have finally found that darn thing. I was going to say something bad, but we're commentating today.
Yeah,
This isn't my stream. This is Speak Gaming stream, you guys.
Exactly. Looks like Hitsu was maybe about to go to Swamp and maybe changing his mind. Is this the Turtle Rock play? Yeah, I mean...
Jeez, yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, from his perspective, the ice
this
rod
was gonna
absolutely
happen,
could
right?
be here. Oh, yeah,
Like,
it was going to happen at some point.
You would always do this before going to Back of Thieves Town. And if Andy had gotten the hammer before doing Back of Thieves, he would have done this too. Absolutely.
Yeah,
this is the thing to do. It's just unfortunate that the ice rod is where it is.
Okay, we do get to see an extra few checks on Andy's side. I thought we saw 2 items when Hitsu went in here.
Well, there's your third then.
Yeah, there you go. I am a little bit surprised that Hitsu is doing this before Swamp Palace. But, you know, maybe hoping to get something good out of this. Obviously hoping for an ice rod.
It's hard to really understand like Hitsuyan's point of view here. Like I would say it looks like he knows he's on his last leg and he wants to make one big play to make the difference.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's also possible he just likes this better than going to Swamp, right? Like just values getting to go mode Swamp more than saving the portal.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of if you're gonna gamble TR without an ice rod. I want to get all my mirror checks in before that if I can. Although in this case we do have an Aga dead, so there's less opportunity to save the portals. So you can't do the death warp.
Oh yeah, that's true. He wouldn't be able to save the portal anyway.
Oh, well, there's that cape.
Well, that's important. So just bow?
Yeah, bow. I mean, I gotta believe Andy's gonna go to TR and Hera before dipping any more. Do we have any more pendants to dip? We don't. I mean,
we did a wall.
I mean, he could kill Landmolas for Ped.
Wait, no, we can't. Pod's one of the pendants.
Oh, right. He's got to kill Landmolas
Ped is
and
dead.
Helma.
No more Ped.
Yeah. I mean, he could do it, but like when he gets a bow, but then why? I guess it could be our second bow. But I'm thinking that we're gonna run into it here in Turtle Rock, which will take Hitsu even further away from going back into Thieves Town and getting his ice rod.
Can I just take a second to say how gross this seat is? So this is Aga required, with a bow on a pendant boss, and the mirror was on purple chest.
Ice rod on a pendant boss.
Right, what did I say?
You said bow.
Yeah, whatever. Same thing.
I mean, our second bow could be sitting on a Helmasaur, and if that's the case, we'll find out because Ganon will tell us that our silvers are in Palace of Darkness, and we'll be sad because we couldn't get them. Except we have a gold sword, so yeah, we won't have any problems with the Silverus fight. Yeah,
to answer chat, the ice rod is the key to this seed because we only need it for one thing. So that means that Hitsuyan can go everywhere except for that one thing to look for the ice rod. which is a lot more places. And Andy's going to look for it because he already has it.
Yeah, Andy's gonna be able to full clear Turtle Rock and actually get done with the dungeon. And so he'll find that cape, and if I'm not even sure Hitsu knows that Bombos is sitting there on the bumper ledge. I know I do recall Andy checking it.
I'm sure he knows. Didn't he check it when he did a graveyard ledge?
You probably did. I just missed it.
Mimic, please. There you go.
Not a bow. That's not a bow. I'm trying to think what else we even have left. I mean, I guess Spike Cave? And I'm pretty certain there's one more item at Hera.
I have no idea about Hera. We're nearing the end of available checks, so that's true. Andy did turn in the green pendant, yes. It was something.
It was something not useful. Okay, and we're gonna get to Laser Bridge. There'll be a key on Laser Bridge, and hopefully some other nice stuff, like a bow.
I feel like this happens to me a lot too, so I can definitely relate to Hitsuyan's position here. So essentially, Andy and Hitsuyan were both looking for the hammer. Hitsuyan went to the place that led to the hammer, and Andy didn't, right? Hitsuyan went to the purple chest for the mirror, which leads to the hammer, and Andy went to Thieves Town, which didn't lead to the hammer at all. But Andy's route, even though it didn't lead to the hammer, led to something else good that now Hitsuyan last locations. This is a very common situation for Randomizer.
And no bow on Laser Bridge. Okay, so Spike Cave? Hitsu. Oh, Hitsu's gonna go get his bombos. And he'll go into Mire.
Maybe he'll do Thieves. No, he won't. He's not gonna do Thieves, guys.
Okay, the bow could be in Mire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Andy would check. I would think that Andy will check Spike Cave after he's done with Turtle Rock. A little more awkward for Hitsuyan to do it after his finish with Turtle Rock.
Is he going Thieves?
Oh, he's going
Thieves!
He's still gonna be behind, but at least he'll have his ice rod.
Yeah, he is pretty far behind. But his go mode is not the ice rod.
It's gonna be the bow, just like Andy.
I'm curious why he decided to do it now, when he was banking so hard.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't spy that bombos over on the.
Oh yeah, that would make sense if he just didn't know it was there.
Although to me, having now found the cape, I'm a little surprised he doesn't check that first. But he'll be happy he didn't.
Right, because this is the guy who went to Graveyard Ledge instead of Thieves Town.
Yep.
So why wouldn't he go check the bombos or the cape lodge, bumper cave, instead of Thieves Town? Play the flute.
And let's see. Oh, we see Andy's menu. I don't know if we saw a map. Well, let's pay a little better attention. I don't think we saw both map and compass on Laser Bridge. So, try next with the bow, maybe?
Could happen. I think we haven't seen Pyramid Fairy, right?
No, we have definitely not seen Pyramid Fairy.
That could be a thing.
That could be a thing.
See what Hitsuyan does. If it's just a compass in the big chest, he'll skip it here. Oh, there is something in there then.
No, wait, I thought Blind had something. No, Blind has the ice rod, so it's 50-50. Oh, just a bottle.
Oh, there was an item in the big chest.
There was an item in the big
whole
chest.
time. It wasn't
so
the bow.
Andy's
though,
got that
That's
check
bad.
available. Although I
Oh, that would have been such a cool scene though if it was a bow
that
right
was
there.
a bow.
If it's a bow in
that
the big
would've-
chest, that completely
Then
flips the
Hitsuyan's
table.
right back in it.
Oh,
my
that's
God.
too bad. That's too bad.
It's a little weird looking at Hitsuyan's hearts. He's got 4 hearts out of 17 for this fight.
How many do you need for
For him, he probably needs 1.
Okay, maybe more than 1.
2.
2 is the number.
2.
And there is the ice rod. Hitsuyan a little peeved at that, I imagine.
Now, if you're Hitsuyan, are you thinking my opponent's already got this, or this is such a bad spot that maybe my opponent hasn't already gotten it?
I don't know.
Okay, here we go. Now he's gonna go get that bombos. Yeah, okay. And I turned away as the item dropped for Andy, but I don't see anyone going nuts in chat, so it's not a bow.
Oh yeah, he hadn't checked it. He would have walked differently there. What is happening?
Wait, what?
What is happening?
I guess he really wanted bombs?
The way he moved, he was checking the ledge as if he hadn't seen it before, and then he mirrored, but I'm not sure why.
Okay, Andy is gonna head over towards Spike Cave. Oh, he's gonna do Hera first, never mind.
Yeah.
Then I'll do Spike Cave.
Yeah, Andy's route is pretty set in stone right now, right? Like he's gonna do Hera, he'll do Spike Cave if he's feeling a little thorough. Go get his Bombos medallion, go to Meyer.
Yep. And we'll see if he does a Hera pot here, if he decides to wait out the cutscene. Nope, he's gonna go. He's gonna go for it. We know there's an item on Moldorm. We did not. I don't think Hitsuyan opened any of the other chests. Andy's gonna go ahead and open this one though. Okay, so there's an item in the big chest.
Oh, is there?
There is. Because we saw map compass. We know that we have the small key already. Big key's downstairs. And Moldorm had 20 rupees. So the question is, does Andy go back in?
I don't know, way.
That's the risk you take when you Hera pot.
You can't go back in after you Hera pot, right?
You can. I don't know if I would. But we're running out of locations. Okay, Andy's not going back in.
That's an immense amount of time to get
It
that
is.
one item.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's like 90 seconds for the basement, and then it's another 40 seconds to get back
Yep.
up to the top. Maybe a little less if you Hera pot again, I guess.
But since they both orphaned it, if it's there, it'll be another
Yeah.
one of those who gets to it
If
first.
that's the answer, who gets to it first? Yep. The thing
Now,
is, it's such a bad spot that they're both gonna last location it, right?
Yeah, they really are. If it's there, I could put Hitsuyan right back in this. In the meantime, I guess we've gotten a couple small keys, and I didn't see what the other item is.
And it's a Spike Cave. Go mode.
There we go.
Aww.
Granted, there could still be another bow sitting here in Mire, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's another unfortunate consequence of the way that Ice Rod fell for Hitsu, because when he was done with Turtle Rock, it just doesn't put you in a good position to then route in Spike Cave.
Yeah, I imagine if he would have done Spike Cave as well if he was anywhere other than on that bridge.
Yep. Yeah, Hitsu probably hoping for a worse big key spot so he can justify a little bit better continuing on and checking all these items. We'll see if he finds the other bow in here somewhere.
Bow and Mire would be a nice little consolation prize, if nothing else.
Yep. I mean, let's be fair. At this point, it's fairly likely that the other bow is just sitting there in GT somewhere, but, you know, no guarantees. Hey, there's another heart container.
Two to go. We're so close. Andy has not gone to pick up his Bombos medallion, but he did look at it. So as long as he hasn't just forgotten it.
Yeah, he should know it's there. Fine. Like, the difference in doing Eastern first versus doing Mire first, I mean, just not really significant.
Yeah, if we assume that Andy has not forgotten about it, he is in go mode. The cape was in Turtle Rock.
Okay, and it looks like our second Mire item is on Vidi, so cutscene chest and Vidi for our items. That's pretty gross.
Alright, we'll see Andy flute to 3 here. Unless he forgot. Although I guess if he forgot, he could still flute to 3 and go after, like, the Thieves' Town big chest.
Oh, that'd be so awful.
Probably didn't forget, though.
Also, Andy gonna have a much shorter Misery Mire. That big key not in the best spot, but not in a terrible spot either.
Yeah, pretty good spot. The Torches one.
Yep, it's not a bad spot at all.
Nice arrow drop there for Andy.
Yeah, he's gonna want those.
Gonna want those, yeah, for this boss here. Huh. Vitreous is immune to the red boomerang.
There's a surprise.
Who knew?
Who would have guessed? Okay, Andy has all his items. Gonna head over to Misery Mire. And where is Hitsuyan gonna go?
Back to ice, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, swamp. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's got a lot of dungeon catching up to do at this point.
Yeah, unfortunately, just not much chance here for Hitsuyan.
Yeah, it really just came down to that purple chest play versus a Thieves' Town play.
Yeah, the thing is, like, it wasn't that alone either, though. You know, like, the going into Ice Palace, I think we can all agree was not a great play with the way the logic was pointing to Hammer and Mirror being anywhere else. And then the way he avoided checkerboard to go after the more out of the way mirror checks definitely cost him some time on top of that. But the ice rod definitely the big one. Hitsu didn't skip Spike Cave. He just didn't have the hammer when he did Hera.
Yeah, and the second time when he's up on the mountain Turtle Rock, it's when you end up on that spot at the bottom, it's not easy to route in from there. Like you'd have to save and quit to make it the fastest, and then I mean, at that point you're not still on the mountain, so yeah, just one of those things.
Yeah, just a really unfortunate spot there for the order that he caught the hammer in.
Yeah, and from Hitsu's point of view, I mean, he's got a full swamp palace. He's got at least one item in an ice palace. There are other locations that are more on path for him, so it really did make sense for him to skip it the second time.
Yeah, we'll probably see Hitsuyan full clear swamp, full clear ice, go back to TR maybe, and then do Spike Cave.
Hitsu can do bomb diver down.
Pyramid Fairy in there somewhere.
Yeah, Pyramid Fairy. Now, Pyramid Fairy is a new check, so it could be the other bow.
Yeah, the thing that if he wanted to do Pyramid Fairy, he's doing the dungeons in the wrong order.
Wrong order, yeah.
Like, because you would want to do ice and then do swamp, and then you could do Pyramid Fairy following swamp.
Yeah, and Pyramid Fairy Rare Swamp is actually a pretty nice order to do things in, because you're just right there. Yeah, looks like Andy didn't quite get the spooky glitch going, so he's going to have to do this the hard way, or the normal way. Or the long way, if you will. Yeah, Andy's just gonna use NMG strats, and really they're not even NMG strats, because normally in NMG you'd have a tempered sword, not a gold sword.
It's the same damage from the spin, though.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. Oh, I see numbers.
How many crystals is that?
That's
let's
7.
count. Okay,
I see.
Hera, oh yeah, 7 crystals, everybody. Did we start the game, or the people?
Yeah, I see numbers. I think we started the game.
Oh yeah, Demensive got it covered. Thanks so much for that. All right, we are headed to Ganon's Tower. In Ganon's Tower, there are 22 item locations that can contain the big key that Andy will need to climb the gauntlet and defeat Agatu and then Ganon. If you'd like to guess which number chest Andy will find the big key in, put your guess in the chat right now. 1 through 22. The winner will get fancy internet points.
And bragging rights. See, we can't get the 20. He's not going to get that container heart that's sitting there on the floating island.
It's a scandal. Bari, please. Wow.
You know, you'd think the Barias would be like the green jellies, whatever those are called. Where if you have gold sword, yeah, the buzz balls. Where if the gold sword hits them, they don't do damage to you anymore. But no, nope. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go right first. Wow, 45 points to the winner today. Woohoo. Get a small key. And it looks like he's going to continue on to the right.
Yeah, typically this is the hybrid route, we call it. If you decide, if you go to the right side first, and then if you get a small fee, continue on. Unless he goes to Ice Armos, and then then it's so.
Well, that would be full right.
Nobody does full right. Full right's a meme.
Arrows. Pucknet. Oh, there it is.
All right. Look at that. Already done. How many was that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, and we're gonna head up the tower. And you did have to go ahead and grab that small key under the pot, because nothing worse than getting to the top and realizing I don't have enough keys. Oh, silvers are in Gandon's tower. He's not gonna find them. I doubt he's gonna check for them up top.
Big congratulations to Marvelieve for guessing correctly. Way to go. Should see some very slick movement here from Andy as he messes up Mimics 2 and this room.
It happens.
He's got this in the bag. You don't have to be good anymore. It's okay.
Now the real difference, the real difference with someone like me and Andy is that would cause me to go get the fairies, and he's like, "No, I don't need them," because he doesn't need them.
So you're having a little trouble with his icebreaker here.
Of course, it takes a lot of failure of icebreaker before it doesn't save you time, so definitely going to keep trying for it. There he goes.
There you go. The rest of his gauntlet was really nice, though.
Yeah, it absolutely was. Misses that one fire rod shot.
Yeah, it was a very rude landmo.
That cleans it up on the next phase pretty quickly.
Because like you need to move right to get over to the next landmo. So you kind of need that first landmo to go anywhere other than straight left. It's very annoying.
And taking a fall in a place I would not expect. Oh,
yeah, so that can actually spell disaster if you're not right on top of things here. Because if you spend a weird amount of time in this room, sometimes it times out wrong and you have to and you accidentally activate the jingle glitch. It looks like he managed to avoid it though. But there's a glitch where if you go up that staircase, following the torches room, at the same time that the torches in that room go out, it despawns the tower and you have to start over.
Andy taking the free refill. Not even gonna bother with Moldworm, too. Just gonna hover right on across.
So Hitsuyan's checks here are pretty thin. I would guess he just goes TR.
Yeah, that would make sense.
He's not gonna.
No,
right, maybe he is.
No, he's changing his mind.
Okay, he's still not gonna. Pyramid Fairy, looks like.
Yep. Trying to think what we even have left for that second bow. And there's just not a lot of places other than GT. So they're going to be headed towards the pyramid at about the same time, unfortunately for very different reasons. At least for Hitsuyan, since they killed Aga, he gets a shorter walk there. Yeah, pick that up. Here you go.
Yeah, he was trying to perform a glitch. I'm not sure this glitch has a name. Not that I'm aware of. But if you start your dash while your follower is still catching up to you,
Yep.
the follower has no choice and he will dash with you, where normally pressing A would drop him. So you hookshot to something, and then before your follower can catch up, you start your dash.
And Andy already in phase 3 here. Oh, hey, look!
Right, and there he goes.
The
Get to skip Spike Cave at least. There you go.
Oh, wow.
So that is go mode for Hitsuyan.
He doesn't quite get the free shot there. Does get torch glitch. It's when Ganon, like 1 in 4, he's gonna warp right back to where he is, and that just can be problematic.
Both bows were in logic. Very nice phase 4 Ganon here from Andy. Nailing all the triples.
Triples feel so good when you get them. Of course, for him, they're just, you know, normal to get them.
For a long time, I never even attempted. I thought it was too hard. And I would see someone like Andy do it, and I'm like, wow, you're so good. Now I say that same thing, but for different reasons.
Yeah. Andy crossing that bridge, finishing up with an official SRL time. Oh, sorry, speed run, race.
Wow, Tracy.
Race time.
You believe she does this as a
1:35:20. Oh, sorry. Super Metro, we still use SRL, so I get them mixed up sometimes. 1:35:25. So there you go. Whatever it is official.
Yeah, GG to Andy. Hitsuyan does forfeit. Don't blame him. He was quite a ways out from killing Ganon there. And it looks like we are going to be joined in the commentators booth by Andy. Hello, Andy. GG.
And GG's, Andy.
GG's.
So, scale of 1 to 10, how terrible was the seed?
It was pretty. I mean, Mirror and Smith Chain is just like maybe one of the worst possible like single item locations
Easily.
of
I
all
think it's
time.
the worst, in my opinion. The worst.
But it like keeping all of the logic like accounted for really helped. You could have made some really bad decisions if you didn't keep track of like the flippers being hammer and mirror locked because hookshot was flipper locked, and so that like, you know, I didn't make a terrible Ice Palace play or a swamp play or anything like that.
Yeah, that got Hitsu a little bit. He dove Ice Palace a little bit early.
And first chest swamp.
But yeah, like it was gross to start. Like, the hook shot was nice, but then you get like nothing on Light World Death Mountain except for a book. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe flippers are just like a catfish, and you're supposed to get the book to go to desert to get like hammer or something. So I did desert before Aga, which led to nothing.
Pod.
And then
you both did pod.
Pod was absolutely trash. That might have been the worst pod I've ever seen. It had a shield, I think.
Yeah, that was
it had powder. Yeah.
That was the very first point of divergence between you guys, like the first major one, because Hitsuyan went to pod before Catfish, and you went to Catfish. And when pod was empty, it's like, well, that's it. Hitsuyan's done, right? But then you end up going to pod anyway, and it evens out. It's like, oh, okay, everything's fine as long as you both go to the right place first. And then it ends up
Town. Oh my god!
It ends up when you're both looking for the mirror and or the hammer. Hitsuyan goes to the right place. You know, he does purple chest and he gets the item he was looking for. GG, and you go to the wrong place, but it was also the right place because you get the ice rod.
That ice
Yeah.
was pretty funny.
Kind of feel like Hitsuyan got randoed a little bit, and then also made some poor decisions with the logic as well, which kind of sealed his fate here.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about it, doing purple chest, and then I could just easily flute back to Thieves Town if I wanted to. But I was like, no, it's not going to be purple chest. Like, what are the odds?
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I
I really do think mirror on the Smith sequence is the worst thing in this game. So I would last location it every time, no question.
Smith was actually like not that bad getting flute from dig games. So you're like, okay,
Yeah.
well I can just grab the Smith. I'm going back to going back to Kakariko anyways.
Yep.
Well, let's just grab the Smith, and then I don't know. Pod. I probably should have done Dark Death Mountain instead of Pod. But Pod is just like, it's Pod. It has so much stuff.
How often do we see stuff in Pen and Pod? Pretty often, so.
And like at that point, without knowing where the flippers were, I was still like, assuming Death Mountain wasn't in Logic yet. And so I was like, flippers are probably there. But no. Nope, not at all. But yeah, it was an interesting seed logic wise, assuming you broke Hookshot.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting from my point of view, because I wouldn't have done that personally. Like I don't like fake flippering, and especially don't like fake flippering when it orphans Zora.
I would have waited till I had the money or farm the money or something. But yeah.
But you both ended up doing that, and it was way better to find the hookshot early rather than later with what the game actually wanted you to do.
Yeah, actually following the logic in this one, can you imagine? Oof.
It might have been better, honestly, because then you're just like, okay, well, I only have this stuff to do.
Okay, that's
yeah, it like narrows down
maybe.
the locations.
But yeah, it's still pretty cruel.
I think it would be better if you had waited for the money, but you'd still want to fake flipper rather than finding the flippers naturally.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
like, there's no guarantee you're actually going to do that.
I mean, there was a point where I think it was down to the purple chest, Thieves Town, and Zora. And we're just
And
like,
you both
well,
did Zora.
you both did Zora. And we're like, well, if this is Hammer, they're
Like,
both
why are
going
they
to be
not
feeling
going back
so
at
far
Thieves?
behind.
It's so obviously back at Thieves, you guys. Why would you go anywhere else?
It was Front of Thieves was 2 items and a compass, I think.
Yeah.
So it's
And
just
there's an item in the big chest too.
Yeah.
I mean, was
You
it
have
a
the
model or something?
50-50
That was how
small
Hitsuyan could have come back.
The 50-50 small key, and then if you lose that 50, then it's probably another 50-50. And so it's just not worth it.
Pretty
Until
cool.
it's the only thing left to do, or one of the only things left to do. Yeah.
And then I think I probably should have done Turtle Rock before Swamp and Ice Palace. Like, thinking about it afterwards, like losing one Death Mountain trek, knowing I need Cape and Bow, probably would have been worth it to do that in Hera instead of Swamp and Ice.
Okay.
Because
It also
Go-moding
plays
Swamp
into
and Ice
your-
would have been way
There
better.
was
It plays into
nothing
your
in
Thieves
Swamp
Town
or
play as
Ice
well.
either.
Yeah, and then the Thieves Town earlier play would have benefited me more doing that. But other than that, I don't know. Pod
I
just
don't know.
felt good.
I think it's fine either way, right? Like,
Yeah,
you can't really feel bad
in
about
the
going to
grand scheme
Crystal
of
Dungeons.
things-
You can folk there.
in the grand scheme of things, it's like not a bad decision. But
Yeah.
I think like in that specific situation, it probably was better to go to Turtle Rock first. But who knows?
Regardless, you do take the win here today for the Pug Trio. Are you guys going to go all the way? Are you winning? Tell us now.
We have, I don't know, like all of the quote unquote heavy hitters in our division are pretty much the rest of our season.
Wow.
So the fact that we got out of the first 3 weeks 5-1 is pretty good, but we're gonna have to, play pretty well for the rest of the way. I don't know. I think every division in the Invite League is absolutely
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
So-
there are
Lot of
no
wins.
free wins. There are 0 free wins
Yeah.
in
So
this tournament.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We're feeling good. It's hard to not feel good at 5-1. But we'll see. I don't even remember what next week is. I forgot this week.
Next
was
week is
Cat
SG Live.
Week.
Week
Oh, yeah,
after
next
is
week
the
is off.
co-op.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I remember. I got a message from Walter, and he was like, "Hey, we're in the same group. We have to do 4 races in 5 days." And I'm like, "Oh, all right."
Well, good luck on the SG Live then. Yeah,
Um,
I'm looking forward
yeah.
to. to doing a lot of that, or hoping to do a lot of that if my Super Metroid duties allow, because I'm in all over those. So
All over the place.
Oh, I forgot. This breaks your streak, Tracy.
oh, I don't know if you're aware of this, Andy, but you're 0-4 when I calm for you.
Oh, I did not know
Not
that.
anymore.
Now you're 1-3, so we're all good.
Well, that's good at least. Streak broken.
Yep.
But yeah, GG's to Hitsu. The seed was rough. So
Yeah, that's
I know
really
I do
rough.
I do not blame him for just dropping the seed.
Me neither.
He got go mode before you finished. He found the other bow in
Yeah.
Pyramid Berry.
Yeah, I also thought about doing that, but I was like, nah, we'll do it later. I can do it, when I
Well, you're
run out
right
of things
there.
to do.
Yeah. You were right there at Spike Cave. I think it was kind of down to Spike Cave and Pyramid Fairy at that point. Well, no, you still had Meyer. You still had Meyer before Meyer.
I had Meyer. I had K45. Hold on.
Oh, right. You didn't
I closed my
yeah.
notes already.
Right. Hitsu had checked those. So
Yeah.
we knew it wasn't K45 or Great Blue.
Okay. Yeah, I still had that stuff. Yeah, Pyramid Fairy, and then I had like Thieves Town Big Chest, Hera Big Chest.
Oh, that's right, the Hera Big Chest.
But
So
yeah,
it could have been worse.
It could have been much worse for sure. But yeah, GG's. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for restreaming as always.
Yeah.
And
thank you to you too, Andy.
Yeah. GG's.
All right, close it out, Tracy. I believe in you.
Well, first of all, we do have more races to come today. We do have 2 more races. At 7:40, we have Waffle House Drive-Thru versus Spearfinity. Matt 7898 versus P-Train. And 30 minutes after that starts the Roomies versus Steel W. RD Walsh versus Scandalous Nab. So go ahead and tune in for those. First one on the 740 is on Speed Gaming 3. The 810 one is on the main Speed Gaming channel. And we do have quite a few races this weekend, so do check out the schedule for that. And of course, SG Live coming up next week. So a lot of Link to the Past coming up, a lot of other tournaments going on. I'll shout out mine because, well, I mean, might as well. We got Super Metroid Any Percent, Super Metroid Double Anti-Bingo, Super Metroid Randomizer, and Super Metroid Link to the Past Combo Randomizer all going on that I have my hands in. So I definitely want to shout those out, but certainly there's a whole lot of other tournaments going on this weekend. But yeah, I'd like to thank Koi for coming with you. Always an absolute pleasure.
How are you?
I'd like to thank Duodeca, our tracker, for keeping us honest, doing the hard work behind the scenes, and of course everybody at Speed Gaming. That'll do it for us, and we'll see you at the next race.
Bye, everybody.